this video, we're going to be discussing, trading as a business. If you go down this path to become a trader, either part-time or full-time, then it has to be treated as a business. We have to have our plans and our goals, and we want to be prepared. And part of being prepared is having the correct equipment. That entails having a computer, which is about 1 gig of RAM or 40 gig hard drive, and we need a couple of screens. Ideally, a minimum of 2 screens. We don't need 3 or 4 would be great, but it's not really necessary. We want reasonable sized screens, around 21.5 inches a minimum. 23.5, 24 inches are great. Also, we need a reliable internet provider. So as we access the markets via our trading platform and we execute trades, we need reliable data. And that means having an internet provider that doesn't cut out every hour. We're going to need a fully charged mobile phone. The reason for this is if we do actually lose internet service and we do by some chance have a trade on, we want to be able to contact our broker as soon as possible. All our trades are transacted electronically, and the need to speak to a broker is very, very rare. But we have to be prepared, and a mobile phone is one of the items that we need. We don't use landlines very much, but they can also be quite handy just to have that as a backup as well. That is a phone to be able to contact brokers. So what's it going to cost to set up your home trading business? The cost will vary, but are actually quite minimal. If we're looking for a computer with 2 screens, we're looking at around $1,000 to $1,200. If we're looking to lease a trading platform, which we'll be going through shortly, it costs you around somewhere between $50 to $80 a month. Your internet connection, $50 per month. A mobile phone, just in case we need to contact our broker. And your education, which you would expect to look at around $500 a month for anywhere up to 3 to 6 months. So your education is the most costly part of the business, and how long it takes you to achieve your goal to actually begin trading depends on your commitment. So as a new trader, when we enter the markets, whenever that may be, 6 weeks, 3 months, however long it takes, we should have a goal, and those goals will vary between each person. But we can start off with targets as little as $100 a day, somewhere up to $250 a day. So we'll be looking at covering your monthly expenses in 3 trading days. And as you progress, your daily goals are only limited by what you wish to achieve. So to establish a trading business is not expensive at all. It's something that can be taken with you as well. If you're traveling, as long as you have an internet connection and access to a couple of computer screens, you can trade from anywhere in the world. Now, there are many markets that we can trade. We can trade oil, we can trade the currencies, we can trade gold, we can trade the grain markets, the interest rate markets. The list is quite a lot. But what we look to do when we're trading is to pick 1 or 2 commodity markets that we can get comfortable with. They each have a personality of their own in the way that they move, the volatility. And this all becomes part of a decision that we must make on which of the markets we choose to trade. Now, to actually access the markets, we're going to need a trading platform, and we're going to need a futures broker. Our trading platform is going to look something like this. All the charts that we use, or the charts that I use, look like the ones you're seeing on the screen at the moment. It's a downloaded software package which allows us to look at the charts in a way that makes trading decisions very easy. The software that I use is very, very specific, and the indicators that we use are also very specific. There's a trade that's just highlighted on this chart, which we can see in here. This is a crude oil contract, and these are one of the patterns that we are looking to trade. The software enables us to pick up visually the indicators that we need and use to actually make the trading decision. So what we do need is we need to be able to access the markets. We need a trading platform and we need a futures broker. So we're just going to have a quick discussion. The charting and trading platform is our connection to the market. It's how we visually recognize price data, and it allows us to chart the price action, and also enables us we can actually trade from the charts. As we're not speaking to brokers directly, the brokers are the ones who transact our trades on the marketplace. So the trading platform is an essential part of the business. Without it, we can't trade, and we also need a futures broker to transact the trades. The trading platform that we're going to have a quick look at is the Ninjatrader Platform, and we've got the website down here, which is just www.ninjatrader.com. So we'll just take a look at their website now. So we have the Ninjatrader website in front of us, and they have a couple of options to be able to use their charting platform. It can be used for free, and in that package what they give you is a basic access to the markets. You'll receive some live data, and the basic package also allows you to simulate your trades and have a look back at market price action through a facility they call the market replay. If you decide to go down the path of actually trading, they have a couple of options here for you. You can buy a lifetime license. You can lease the product or the platform for $50 a month, or you can get it free. But as part of our business, and if we are going to get serious about trading, then you have an option. And if you lease the platform or you buy the lifetime license, that then allows you or gives you far more options on the charting platform. You can download software onto that platform, software of your choice, to assist you in your decision-making process with the charts. So eventually you'll end up either leasing it or buying the full-time license if you are going to start up a business in trading. Ninja have just come out recently, and they are offering brokerage services. The brokerage services allow us to use Ninjatrader to actually execute our trades on the market. I'm just going to click on open an account. The account opening process is a very simple one, and they state the application process here. It's basically we fill out an application form, we receive confirmation, you'll be contacted by a broker or one of the representatives from the broker, and just highlighting any information that you may not have submitted. And then once that account is set up, they will send you details to be able to fund the account. Now, Ninjatrader in this case would be the execution broker. Where you would send your funds would be to what they classify as a clearing broker. And the clearing broker that Ninjatrader use are Dorman Trading. So when we actually start this application, what we're going to see is a link to Dorman Trading. So Dorman Trading are the clearing broker. So once we execute a trade through Ninjatrader, those trades must be cleared, and they must be cleared through a recognized clearing firm, or an FCM, a futures clearing member. Being a futures clearing member, Dorman will have an account where you would fund your trading from. So the details will be sent to you. And one of the most important things about funding an account is where your funds go. Dorman Trading will give you an account number for what they classify as a client segregated account. The client segregated account is very important, as nobody can access that bank account with your trading funds in it. The only time those funds will be accessed is when we actually look to make a trade on the markets. What we need to do when we buy or sell a contract is to actually, once we place the trade, an initial margin will be debited from our account. As an example, to trade one futures contract on crude oil, a margin requirement of $1,000 would be debited from your account. while you have that position open. Once that position is closed, that $1,000 will be credited back to your client segregated account. So that client segregated account is used for only the purposes of trading and only when you execute that trade. So it's just a matter of filling out this form. It's a pretty simple form to fill out. What they'll ask you to do is just sign this electronically, and then you'll receive an email from the broker acknowledging receipt of your application, and then they will send you all the details that you need to do to open up your account. Ninjatrader is not the only broker you can use. There are other brokers, RJ O'Brien and AMP Futures as an example. The nice thing about Ninja is that they can provide you with a trading platform and also the ability to execute trades through Ninja. So they'll actually give you discounts to do this. Now, I'm not specifically promoting Ninja, but they are offering some very, very good deals and cheaper brokerage than some of the other firms. So it's worth investigating this yourself. So go and have a look at AMP Futures, have a look at RJ O'Brien, and have a look at Ninjatrader. They are retail brokers, so their business is aimed towards attracting retail clients, and they will offer you reasonable and good deals to access the markets and actually place trades. Just going to take a look at the Ninja Trading Platform application and also the software. This software is very, very precise software, and the indicators are very unique, indicators that you won't see used in any other or offered by anybody else. And what they allow us to do is actually visualize very, very clearly what we think the markets may do. And it allows us to plan our trading decision, and it gives us a roadmap to what may happen in the markets, which gives us a big advantage when making trading decisions. So we're just going to have a look at this chart, and I'm just going to show you an example of a trade setup that may occur. So what we have in front of us is one of the trade patterns that we look at and we'll be teaching in the advanced course. What we have up here is what we classify as a head. Over here is a left shoulder, and what we have potentially forming here is a right shoulder. So this is what we call our head and shoulder pattern, and it's a very clear and recognizable pattern using the software that we see on this chart. We also have some other indicators here which we'll be going into in more detail. These indicators, what we're looking for is all of these things to be in our favor. And we have two or three things, we have four things in fact. We have this little indicator down underneath the charts here, which is what we call our fib to fib oscillator. We have the markets below our moving averages. And one of the most important things is these yellow dotted lines. So when we see this specific pattern, which is very repeatable, it repeats over and over and over again. All we have to do is be very patient and wait for this pattern, as it's one of the strongest patterns in trading. And as beginners, this is really the only pattern you need to see. So we're just going to have a play around here. I'm just going to put some orders in. We've got some orders in the market here. And just going to click that OK. What we need is for this 5139 area to be broken. So we're just going to right click on the chart. And this is how we would place one of our orders. We're going to use a sell stop at that area. And we can hear our order is ready to go. And let's see what happens with this trade. So this is a good example. This is what our software looks like, or the software that I use looks like. This is on the Ninja Trading Platform, and as you can see, we've got an order placed in the market, and we can watch and adjust our orders, moving our targets up and down to areas that we'd like them to be at. We have our stop loss above us, which we can also adjust up and down, but predominantly down in this case since we're in a short trade. We can see our profit displayed to us at 200 US at the moment, and we're looking for our first target's been hit. Yeah, our second target's been hit. So the ease of actually placing a trade, and also once we teach, or once I hopefully teach you how to read the software, once we see these setups, the software details it very clearly. Our trading decision can be made. We know what we're doing at the area that we're looking to do it at, and we can manage our trade. And we're just tracking this market, and we can see these are our indicators. Our blue Fibonacci lines are our support lines. Our dotted line here is a resistance trend line, and we can see the market breaking up through, and this is where we can potentially read the setting up of another trade. So visually, again, what we're looking at is our indicators, all to be supporting us in this case. So we're looking to buy or have a long trade, or potentially buy or have a long trade in this scenario. It may not transpire that the trade actually gets filled, but what we can do is we can prepare. So we have all our indicators in the right location. Again, down in here we have what we use to help us in our trading decision, and our other indicators are also set up nicely for what we classify as a trend trade. So again, we're going to be looking at this area 5147, and in this case we're going to be using a buy stop, and in the previous example we had a sell stop to sell the market. So we'll just see what happens here. So this is how the market looks when it's trading. We can see our prices over here on the right. So we've been filled on our order. We have our stop losses just below us. We have our targets. We're expecting this market to get up into this 5170 area. So it's just a matter of reading this software and trading accordingly. We've had our first target filled and our second target filled. So two good examples of a trade in crude oil. We have a sell trade over on the left here and a buy trade over on the right. It's a matter of reading these indicators correctly, placing your orders, and being patient and waiting for these setups. So we're going to be discussing these a little bit more in depth in the advanced course, but this is just a good example of what a trading platform looks like. A quick example on how we execute trades. We will go into more detail on what money management rules we use, etc. But a good guide anyway for you. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you. Our next video is going to be discussing what's involved in the advanced trading course, because we want to be able to help you build a successful trading business, successful trading career, whether that be part-time or full-time. Thank you again for taking the time to have a look at my course. I appreciate it. It's very important to me to get you to understand the trading business.